Okay, well, that was interesting to say the least. That was interesting. Welcome back to my channel, guys. We're here in the new 2026 year, and we're already getting some Academy Award winning movies right here. Like, seriously. Oh my god. So, I just came back from seeing Return to Silent Hill, and they gave these cool little, like, posted cards at the promo at my local theater, which was pretty cool. So, it got me kind of like a little bit more excited about the movie. Going into this video, I'm gonna say that I'm a huge fan of the whole video game franchise. I love 1, 2, and 3, and I love the remake that Bloomer team did. Uh, I just think that they did a phenomenal job, and it made me fall in love with the series even more. I even did a promise cover video. Boom, go check that out if you want to. I just love this series and the ambience of it all, the characters, and the whole horror aspect of it. I think they do a really interesting job of diving into psychological horror and making it really fucked up and just grotesque, and like it's all a self-reflection of like our innermost thoughts and our deepest desires and regrets. So I'm a huge fan of the series, and it all started off as video games. So like from PS1 era to now. So this series has a not so well received film adaptations that when they were first revealed in theaters, audiences didn't really like it, and now they kind of have a kind of a cult, if you will, like following that people like now. I myself am a huge fan of the very first film. The other films were pretty mediocre to me, but the very first film, I feel like, even though it was a deviation from the video games, I think it brought its own elements and story and cinematography to it that still kept it like true to Silent Hill. So I forever will stand by that film. If people don't like it, that's all good. But I'm a huge fan of that film. So going into this film, I wasn't really with the highest of expectations based on the first reveal trailer that we had. It honestly to me looked like a fan-made film. You know those old like fan YouTube movies that people used to upload back in like 2007 and 8ish. That is what kind of the trailer gave off to me, and I was like, oh, this is off to a not so good start. So going in, I already had this kind of notion of like, shit, it might be a miss. I kind of thought that maybe it would follow the first film where it's like a little bit different from the games, but it still can make its own thing, kind of. That's as far as I was gonna give it. I know that it had to do with James from Silent Hill 2 and Maria, so I knew that it will somehow tie into the actual second game. So I was thinking, okay, so it's very on like the concept and lore of the original source material, but we quickly find out that they will deviate hella hard in this movie. For me, this movie was basically trying to capitalize off what the first film did back when that was released and try to give people a rehash of that Silent Hill world and make it palatable for general audiences. I honestly think it got so lost in translation that it kind of just left audiences like, what did I just watch, bro? Because me and my brother and my cousin, we went to go watch it, and we were fans of the games, and we were just looking at each other. We're like, what are we actually watching right now? Because it deviated from the games very hard, implemented stories that didn't need to be there to make it an even more quote unquote compelling story for people to get. But they couldn't nail it, and I think that it was because they were trying to go for a traditional horror movie, where as the game actually did something hella different and unique to its story that left us with a huge impact and like forever holds a special place in our hearts, because it gave us a story and concept and characters that really went through their own shit and had to navigate through this fucking other world type of areas that are honestly fucking terrifying. This movie was like, let's just give them the big monsters, show them what's kind of familiar, give a little bit of fan services to the gamers, but let's keep it very broad so the general audiences can fuck with it. That's what I took away from it. From what I know, they only used like 2 to 3 songs from the original soundtrack, and the original OST for the game is so peak that it left me wondering. I'm like, why couldn't you guys put more of that stuff into it? I'm pretty sure they have the rights to it, and if not, just do new renditions of it. It wasn't that hard, and it would have given the the movie a lot more character and uniqueness to it. Another thing that I also didn't really like was the fact that it pivoted so hard from what the original source material was, where it didn't need to be. Because if they just did a one for one rehash of what the game did, it would have been fucking amazing. We would have had a live action, great horror Silent Hill movie. And to be fair, I'm all about artistic liberty and trying to make your own story. I actually applaud that and cheer for that because I think that breeds more creativity to things. But when the base story is already there and you give us James the character and Maria, at this point you should just stick to it. So you could at least introduce this base story to general audiences, and they might go back and play the games and think, "Oh my god, this is so well done and told in such a unique way where you actually get to play as James and you get to kind of just switch it up, instead of just watching it on your couch or in the theaters." And I think that would have been a great gateway to really hone in with new audience. Now, before I bury this film like underneath the back of my yard with like beautiful flowers, I want to say that there are some things of this movie that I did enjoy. For one, I did enjoy the casting. I thought the casting for all the OG characters was really well done, down to their look and everything, and some of their fits, some very questionable, but some of them were pretty good. Overall, I liked that. I also liked how they introduced some of the creatures and stuff, even though they weren't in the original game. I still think like some of those creatures were fucking cool looking, and seeing them in like some of them were practical effects and some of them were CG. But either way, I think they delivered on that look of that. Another thing that they delivered was like the whole look of the Silent Hill with all the ash and the fog and the streets, and they even show stuff from the games that are like you see while you're on your journey to go find your wife. And I feel like they did that really well. It was almost like being at a Disneyland and you see like live replicas of like, I don't know, like fucking McQueen from Cars or whatever. And you see it like in the flesh and it's like a real to life scale of it. I think that is fucking dope. And that's what I really liked about that movie. Because I'm like, damn, I would love to just be on set and see all that stuff. Because I'm a huge fan of all those practical effects and the way that everything is built and all that stuff. So I think that's really, really cool. That was my favorite aspect of this film. Like that being that live action stuff gets translated onto screen was cool. The last thing I'm going to say about this movie is that honestly, as much as I feel some type of way about the movie, it's honestly fucking hilarious, bro. Like, I don't know if it's just hilarious for me because I played the games, but it was so hilarious to laugh at. Not laugh with it, but laugh at it. And it made it like so kind of like entertaining for me in a way where it was like, oh, that was kind of money well spent because I kind of had a good time just to laugh at it and just be like, I honestly was like seeing like, okay, how bad can it actually get? Because sometimes you just want to watch bad movies. At least for me, I like seeing like bad movies and being like, wow, they really fucked that shit up, bro. As opposed to seeing like really good movies where I'm just in awe. I kind of like the good and the bad sometimes. But there are some times where like it's just bad, and it's like, let me not turn this on ever, bro. Let me not turn this shit on ever. But this is one where it's like, hey, I want to see like a really poorly translated, like it's kind of like seeing like a little kid drawing, or like when they show it to the person, it's like, this is you, and it's definitely like a different kind of person, but you see a little similarities of it. That's kind of like this movie. I think that's my best analogy of this movie is a little kid drawing it on a piece of paper and being like, this is you. And it's like, oh, well, thank you so much. Oh my God, you did so good. We're hanging this up on the fridge, bro. Anyways, yeah, so thank you guys. I just want to do a quick little yap session of this movie and just give you guys my take on it. And if you guys liked it, cool. If you guys hated it, cool. Let me know what y'all thought about the film in the comments. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we get more stuff. Also, PS, I'm really excited about that Silent Hill 1 remake and possibly the third game being remade in the future. So hopefully we get another film that learns the lesson from this. I don't have the biggest high of expectations, but something is better than nothing. So anyway, much love, guys. Thank you.